The fallout from Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's blow-up at the White House is still reverberating around the world. After being unceremoniously run out of Washington by Trump on Friday, Zelensky is now being welcomed with open arms by the Europeans. You're looking at pictures of Zelensky being greeted in London today by UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. This was part of an emergency summit with European leaders, all of them standing strongly behind Ukraine and pledging to shore up support after Zelensky's scolding in the Oval Office. And following the meeting, Starmer made a pledge to Ukraine and a plea to Washington.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent, and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
So, how did we get here? What does this mean for America's position in the world? And will an empowered Russia become more aggressive, as some might fear? Will Europe be forced to step out of America's shadow and take a more forceful role in world affairs and defending the European continent? Trump's personal hostility towards Zelensky and his affection for Putin have received much attention. But the groundwork for Ukraine's unfolding catastrophe may have been seeded long ago. Critics of American foreign policy have been warning for years, decades in fact, that NATO expansion would serve as an unnecessary provocation to Russia, and that the most provocative potential addition to NATO, one that Russia would never allow on its border, was Ukraine. And one of those critics has been Professor Jeffrey Sachs. He has been warning Americans and Ukrainians that this day could come. In fact, here's what he told the European Parliament just last month.
I begged the Ukrainians, and I had a track record with the Ukrainians. I advised the Ukrainians. I'm not anti-Ukrainian, I'm pro-Ukrainian completely. I said, save your lives, save your sovereignty, save your territory, be neutral. Don't listen to the Americans. I repeated to them the famous adage of Henry Kissinger, that to be an enemy of the United States is dangerous, but to be a friend is fatal.
Well, here we are. And with us now is the man you just heard from, Professor Jeffrey Sachs. He's an economist and the director of the Center for Sustainable Development in the Earth Institute at Columbia University. Professor Sachs, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you for making time for us.
Of course.
I thought I'd start, after all of your warnings over the years, and I follow your work closely and certainly your public comments closely, I was curious to hear what your take on what we witnessed in the Oval Office on Friday and how you interpret what happened on Friday.
We're in the end game, Eamon, of a 30-year attempt by the United States to move the U.S. military and the NATO alliance into the Black Sea region, specifically to Ukraine and to Georgia. This idea goes back to 1994. When it was basically decided within the Clinton administration. It was laid out in detail by Zbigniew Brzezinski in 1997 in his book, The Grand Chessboard. I've been watching this year by year for these 30 years, and I believed that it would come to grief, and it's coming to grief. Ukraine has lost perhaps a million people to death and a serious injury in a war that never should have taken place. This is like China or Russia trying to establish a naval base or a military base in Canada or in Mexico. You could imagine such a scenario, but the United States would not take kindly to it. Russia told the United States for 30 years, don't come to our borders with your military alliance. The U.S. thought it had all the cards. The U.S., and I've gone through this with Americans, again, for 30 years, saying you've exaggerated and so forth. So what do I make of what happened last week? Basically, that Trump does not want to hold the losing hand that Biden was playing. Biden thought in 2021, we have all the cards. We can push NATO to Ukraine. Russia can't really resist. That's been the American attitude for decades, literally. They thought economic sanctions or our weapon systems, the HIMARS and the ATACMS, or unrest inside Russia would mean that the U.S. would get its way. It was absolutely obvious that this was wrong. Going back to 2021, I tried to tell Jake Sullivan, I told the White House, I tried to say to everybody, you're making a terrible mistake. Well, in the end, Trump doesn't want to play a losing hand, so he's cutting his losses. He's saying we're not going to back a war that's going south, that is losing, and that's basically the end of it.
As somebody who tracks this very closely and who's been studying it for decades, are you concerned that instead of being an honest broker between Russia and Ukraine, a Trump-led United States is simply siding with Russia at Ukraine's expense, as you said, to avoid this kind of losing hand, and that this could be more devastating for Ukraine down the road and perhaps other countries in Europe? Because what some in this country argue is that if Ukraine falls, or somehow its territory is lost to Russia, it will only embolden Vladimir Putin and the Russians to say they can do this again during a Trump presidency.
When I was 14 years old, General Westmoreland said it's the domino effect. If Vietnam falls, all of Southeast Asia will go communist. This is a meme of American foreign policy for decades. No, I'm not concerned about that. What I would say, absolutely, that Americans should understand, in March 2022, a peace agreement was on the table that would have ended this conflict. You can look up, because the New York Times kindly provided us with the text of the April 15th document, which was nearly ready for signing. The United States and the UK told the Ukrainians, don't sign, don't accept neutrality, fight on. This was the terrible mistake. I knew it then, I told them then, but they did it. I actually flew to Turkey to hear the details of how Ukraine walked away from the negotiating table. From that moment when a decent agreement was on the table till today, Ukraine, as I said, has had about a million casualties. We need to stop these wars, because this is absolutely leading us nowhere good, only bad. You know, I spoke at University of Pennsylvania a couple of days ago, and Penn was founded by Benjamin Franklin, and he wrote in a letter in 1783 to a friend, and I'm paraphrasing, there's no such thing as a good war, and there's no such thing as a bad peace. And this is basically right. This war has been a bad war, and we need peace to save Ukraine. This is the point, to save Ukraine, not to use Ukraine for our purposes, not to use Ukraine to weaken Russia or to use Ukraine for strategic minerals, for heaven's sake, but to let Ukraine be sovereign and stable with neutrality, which is, if you look on the map, what is the natural thing for Ukraine to be?